Hi, I'm Amy Castor, and I did my learning station on the water cycle, and it is a TEKS for second grade that they learn about the water cycle. You can integrate into this unit language arts, social studies, math, science. It can go many different directions. In this particular assignment, I'm just going to show the math portion with some differentiation of instruction. I created a game very, very simply with making a track with numbers and illustrating the water cycle, and it's going to be used with just a token game piece and a dice. Students will work in small groups and also be assigned a color, and that's just to help the teacher with differentiation of instruction and grouping, and that can be changed up along the way. The game board, the instructions are here in just a laminated folder. The instructions on how to play. For an ELL student, if Spanish was the other language that we were dealing with in our classroom, I would probably try to have a translation of the instructions on the back that the ELL teacher could help me with. Students roll the dice in their particular group. They know what their color is already. Whatever number they land on, say a group that is a little bit farther along, we've got some really gifted learners. Say they were going to be the purple group this day. Whatever number, they look at the card that corresponds with the number, and there's some higher level thinking questions that are math problems but that tie into the water cycle. The first one, an example, is in the tropical rainforest. Jack collected 3 inches of rain into a bucket on Monday, 4 more inches on Tuesday. If there were 6 inches left in the bucket Wednesday, how many inches evaporated? And all of the math TEKS are in all of the questions as well. The clouds are heavy with condensation. It's going to precipitate. Look at the thermometer below. Is it more likely to rain or snow? That's throwing in some of the vocabulary from the water cycle as well. They have a computer, a card directing them to the computer with a website to look up average rainfall for Austin, London, Sydney, Beijing, to record their data, which is one of their TEKS, and color in a bar graph, and then compare the findings. All of those are in the TEKS for what they need to be doing in second grade. For another group, I would possibly, for SPED students or just students at a different level, use more manipulatives. How many shapes can you find in the snowman is on the card, and it says use the foam shapes to help you. So they could just use these geometric shapes for that. Use a stopwatch. On question 2, how long does it take a snowflake to melt? A second, a minute, or an hour? Obviously, they couldn't time themselves for an hour, but they could get an idea, a visual idea, by using a stopwatch, second, and definitely how long a minute was. This also has a computer link to go to. And for an ELL student, mathgames.com can have a Spanish translation on the screen, so that's great. So the teacher would need to have, as many questions. I just have 18 spaces on the track here. Another unit, perhaps for a SPED child, use the Legos to find the difference in rainfall. 18 minus 6 is how many inches. And a lot of teachers that I've heard don't say my kids play with them too much when they're out, Legos, but it's actually there's been data collected that kids using Legos and building actually helps them with viewing things three-dimensionally, and when they get to geometry, it's a big help. So I like Legos, and I like the Unifex linking cubes as well, and I also like that they can snap together in groups of 10. So there's also, for the more audio learner, this one says use the twist and shout for addition practice, and this just is a auditory way of practicing the math facts. Also, more visuals could be, use the flashcards too. As I said, this unit can go in a lot of directions. After the average rainfall is looked up on the computer by one group, then the books can be checked out for those cities and studied, how does the rainfall affect their village or their town, and do you think, what kind of activities do you think they could do in the winter or in the summer, and things like that. It can go many different directions, but this was just a little differentiation of stations for math. Oh, and the game board can be used for the other, really any subject that you want to do. Thank you.